So let's have a look at straight line graphs. Straight line graphs has a standard equation of y is equal to mx plus c, where m is your gradient and c will be your y-intercept. The m value or gradient will determine whether your graph will have a positive slope or a negative slope. A positive m value will have a positive slope, and a negative m value will give you a negative slope. So given the equation y is equal to mx plus c, we are now going to look at y is equal to 2x plus 4, which is the equation for a straight line graph. So the steps that we are going to look at as follows. The first step is that we are going to find the slope. Now the slope of this graph, remember I told you earlier that the slope was m, and the m value in this case is 2. So if the slope is positive, the direction of your graph should be positive as well. The second step is for us to find our x-intercept. And how do we find our x-intercept? Let y equal to 0. What does that mean? That means that where I see y, I've got to substitute 0, which is what I do here. Where I see y, I substitute 0. So 0 is equal to 2x plus 4. Okay, so now what happens is that we've got 0 is equal to 2x plus 4. What happens now is that we've got to take that and transpose it. What are we going to do with that? We're going to take it over to the left-hand side. Now, when you do equations, you'll see that whenever you take anything over to the left-hand side, the sign changes. What does that mean? From 2x, it becomes negative 2x. Negative 2x is equal to 4. Now, we want to solve for x, which means that we need to divide by the number in front of the x, and that number is negative 2. But, according to the laws of equations, what we do on the left-hand side, we must do on the right-hand side. So what did we do on the left-hand side? We divided by negative 2. So what must we do on the right-hand side now? We must also divide by negative 2. Okay, so 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. And what does that give us? That gives us our x-intercept. Now we go on to find the y-intercept. And how do we find our y-intercept? By letting x equal to 0. In other words, where we see x, we substitute 0. So instead of having 2x plus 4, we have 2 times 0 plus 4. And 2 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. This gives us our y-intercept. This is going to take us to our final step, which is plotting. Now this is where the importance of your coordinates come in. So let's just have a look at what will happen next. So we said earlier that our x-intercept was negative 2. If our x-intercept is negative 2, what did we do to y to get that negative 2? We made y equal to 0. So when we find our x-intercept of negative 2, at that point the corresponding y value is 0. And to find our y-intercept, we let x equal to 0. So that we could find y, and y is equal to 4. So now we plot those points, negative 2 and 0, and 0 and 4. And what we do then is we connect those lines. So there we've connected those points, and the equation of the line is y is equal to 2x plus 4. So now you know how to plot one of the straight line graphs. There are some special graphs that we need to complete, for example, graphs with fractions. We also need to do parallel lines and perpendicular lines, but we will get to that in the next section.